Hi there, and welcome to Bodhrán Around the Globe. I'll be your instructor, Colin Hart. Hope you're doing well. In this lesson, we'll be looking at great music known as Cumbia. Now, there's different variations of this. It originates from Colombia and has made its way into a variety of musics in South America. So you have Cumbia Peruano, you have cumbia in Mexico, you have cumbia in Colombia. So you have cumbia that's made its way into these different countries and also into these different regions. So you can hear um, different variants of that within the sort of larger umbrella genre of cumbia. One of my favorites is chicha, which is a drink in Peru, but it's also a subgenre of Peruvian cumbia that incorporates rock guitar, sort of surf rock, psychedelic, um, Wenu, which is sort of an Andean music, and all kind of took place and formed together, mainly in Lima in the 60s, in the coastal city there in Peru. There's also cumbia amazonica, which is kind of has Amazonian influences in Peruvian cumbia as well. So we're going to be looking at this sort of basic rhythm pattern in cumbia. It's simple but effective, obviously because it's made its way throughout the South American continent and beyond. So for some of you who are playing the bodhrán and are familiar with, say, in Irish traditional music, a real rhythm, um, it might be a nice variation or a way to rethink that. And if you're just playing cumbia or other types of music and you want to incorporate these patterns, then you can do so. So we'll kind of dive in and take a look. The pattern's pretty straightforward. It's 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. So I like sticking patterns. You could do boom, right? So down, down, up, down, down, up. It's probably very easy. Or if you're doing, if you wanted to go back and forth, so you could do down, up, down, up, down, up. So you're going back and forth, and it's switching whether you're going up and down based on that pattern. I prefer just to do boom, ba, boom, ba, boom. So it has a real horse gallop feel to it. When you're listening to this, that rhythm of boom, ba, boom, da, boom, is steady and constant throughout. Now, the tempos vary. You can hear boom, ba, da, doom, ba, da, doom, da, da, doom, da, da, doom, or it can be boom, ba, boom, ba, da, doom, ba. Tempos vary on that. So you can experiment with that and, see how that works for you. When we're playing this, like I said, the tempos vary, but that pattern is constant. You hear that throughout the entire time. You'll also hear the guira, which is sort of that scraping sound of rick, 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 and that's doing that same pattern. Room, ricka, room, recka, recka, decka. Some bodhráns have like metal tacks here that hold the skin. You can do that. Mine only has a few here, so it's not quite as effective. But that's one of the sounds. You hear that scraper throughout. You hear shakers as well. Sometimes just keeping the beat, boom, 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 or boom, bapa, boom, bapa, boom, bapa, boom. And so that's going the entire time as well. The bell sometimes, variants of sometimes you might hear, or just boom, 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 boom. There's certain musics, like there's a guy, Hugo Blanco, who mixed sort of Venezuelan joropo and cumbia rhythms and some Cuban stuff, and occasionally you'll hear the clave in there of. It's typically not in, say, Peruvian cumbia or Colombian cumbia as much. If it is, it's kind of a borrowing of that to bring it in. But really that sort of horse gallop vibe or feel is there the entire time. In terms of, it features guitars quite a bit. The guitars will typically be playing the melody, particularly in chicha. I mean, there's piano and in some pieces, but particularly, or the quattro, a string instrument is prominent in the music. Sometimes you'll hear an accordion depending on sort of the region that cumbia is in or from. So the guitar patterns, if you're thinking this is the quarter note, right? You're just doing pop, 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 pop. That tends to happen quite a bit. Where it's a picking pattern. So that's classic 3 against 2 there. Now the bass is typically doing boom, 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 boom. So on the 1 and the 3, boom, boom, boom. and it gives it this back and forth kind of two-step feel. Doom da da boom da da boom da da boom da da boom 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 boom. Now, obviously, there's variations on these patterns just to make it interesting. They're not every single one is doing these, but that's kind of the basic rhythmic structure. So you have these polyrhythmic structure going on there, the horse gallop, different instruments playing bits and pieces and parts of that rhythm, and then there's the guitar and the bass as well, kind of playing against that. So let's take a look at some of these and thinking about how you might play these on the Bodhrán and map them out. Typically, as that rhythm is going, there's a drum that is playing slap on the 1 and the 3 and open on the 2 and the 4. So, boom, 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 and it has this sort of upbeat of boom, chaka, doom, chaka, boom, chaka, boom. So when you're doing the 2 hits, it's open. So it's hit, open, hit, Now, if you want, you can move that pitch up. So you could just have a flat hand. So, bop, 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 bop. But a more ringing drum sound is needed for beats 2 and 4 to kind of have that more traditional Cumbian approach. Sometimes there's variations on that, obviously. So you might have boom, bada, boom, bada, boom, bada, boom, bada. So just on the 4th beat, you could do the handoff. You could do a full one of these, like I said. You can move it around. So you can also do it way up here. So you could do, so you're getting some more overtone, or boom, 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 boom. So you get more of that clicking sound up there. If you're doing it, you can switch the tippers up. That gives you more bass. It's the other thing you can be doing with this hand here is you can hit. So you're going bop, 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 bop. You can move that hand all around. There's nice resonance there, so you can hear that slap, slap, slap. And I'm just kind of slapping with the left hand here, and then just putting my thumb right here where you have a natural sort of harmonic going. So those are some of the patterns you can think about. In terms of variants on just that basic cumbia pattern of boom, bada, doom, bada, doom, I'm just using a nice brush here, almost like shish kebab skewers. Has a nice... another variation on there. I'll give you another sound as well. It's got one of these brushes in the mail, and I like these as well. They typically have a metal one, but... So you have that boom, bapa, boom, bapa, boom, doodle, boom, bapa, boom, bapa, boom, bapa, boom, doodle, boom, bapa, boom, bapa, boom, bapa, boom, doodle, boom, bapa. So you got that doodle, boom in there. So you can throw in a little triplet to mix it up. So you'd have 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and triple it, 2, 4, and there. Okay, so 2 and triple it, 4, and okay. But the pattern itself, you can really explore, messing around with the hand patterns of doing. I like that you can get a nice kind of bass thing going on there. If you can see, I got my palm of my hand here rested, and just using my thumb like a bass drum. You can get that boom, ba ba boom, ba da 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 boom. Move it around. So those are some ideas there. You can just kind of mess around with those. If you're interested in these, you can just Google Cumbia, rough guide to Cumbia, or you can look up Colombian psychedelic Cumbia or Chicha Peruvian Cumbia. There's a whole world of Mexican cumbia as well. The rhythm is, because it's so simple and yet effective and easy to dance to as well, it's really spread globally. So if you're interested in that, please check out some recordings. I'll possibly put some in the comments section. If you're interested in the drum, the Bodhrán here, which I assume you are if you're watching this, I'm happy to say that my book just arrived. So If you get a chance, please get a copy of that right there. Bodhrán, the Bodhrán Experimentation, Innovation, and the Traditional Frame Drum. You can get that from the University of Tennessee Press through their website and order it. And it just has different stuff relating to the Bodhrán, from the history, organological experimentation, innovation, performance practices, repertory, so key recordings to check out, and some discussions of pedagogy as well. So, like I said, I hope this all has been helpful for you, and I'll see you at the next lesson. Cheers.